contest prep update, Arnold Classic predictions, and an unfiltered Q&A from you guys from Instagram. This is 12 weeks out, my Puerto Rico vlog coming to you right now. All right, so we got some stuff going on that went on this week. We got some cool topics that we're going to touch on. But first, I gotta just throw in a small plug of medicinal muscle products. This is where the camera is. Medicinal muscle products. So if you guys like CBD products, go check out www.medicinalmusclecbd.com, where we have incredible 1,000 milligram CBD full spectrum. And we also have pain and joint management cream. Now, since I am running now for 12 weeks out contest prep, it's a little bit of cleanse. This is getting very rough to sleep and looking at the roof a lot. So this right here has been helping me out, knocks me out. The good thing about it is when I wake up, I don't feel groggy. And as far as the cream goes, I use this after leg day. My knees battered. So this is a perfect solution to at least bring some swelling down, makes your knees feel awesome. I gave this to a good friend of mine, IFBB Pro Manuel Romero, okay? And he started putting it, if I'm not mistaken, it was either his elbow or his shoulder, and he says that it feels awesome. So thank you for that. And if you go on the website, please use promo code YouTube, and YouTube will allow you to save 15% on your entire order. All right, enough of this crap. Let's get to some good stuff. Okay, so we're 12 weeks out of the Puerto Rico Pro now. And 12 weeks out, you know, I don't feel too bad. Feel a little shitty sometimes, you know, when I wake up, I don't want to feel like doing cardio. Cardio this week was up just by 5 minutes. Andrew had me bump that up a bit. So it's not that terrible, but you know, it's still not so fun. And it's just getting started. So some highlights from my week, because I did have a pretty busy week. Highlights from the week, and I just jotted some of them down. Last week it was President's Day, and you know, I decided that I would post a picture on my Instagram story. I thought it was appropriate to put a MAGA hat for President's Day. How appropriate was that? Oh boy, I got some very interesting feedback from putting that picture up, but I was also pleasantly surprised on how many people supported the hat as well. So it was kind of like a mix. I thought it was gonna be more people that were gonna hate it than like it, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was a mix of both. So it was very entertaining. I laughed a lot at a lot of the comments that I got. It's like, people don't take life so serious. Like, just relax and just laugh and smile more. Speaking of laughing and smiling, Kai Green posted up a very interesting side tricep picture that I had to do a parody of it. And if you guys didn't see the picture that he had posted, it was a side tricep pose where his, you know, his junk was kind of, it looked kind of fluffed. I know, and I'm just being real. There are plenty of photo shoots that I've done where the photographer, you know, suggests that maybe you should fluff yourself. And anybody that has done a photo shoot before, whether it's male modeling or clothing or underwear, this is very standard. This is not unusual. but it looked like he had a pair or 5 pairs of socks in his posing trunks, which was quite interesting. So I thought I would go ahead and do my own side bulge pose as well. And that was probably the picture that I got the most comments ever on my page, it was very funny reading all the comments. It was very entertaining. But again, it just gotta just be able to laugh, not to be taken serious. The next thing that happened this week with me is I go to this gym in downtown Miami, and if you are ever in Miami, you should go check it out. It's called Elevation Fitness, and they had their grand opening, or their second grand opening, because they made the spot much bigger. They expanded. They have a CrossFit HIIT section now. The owner, Angel, you know, has always been, you know, he competes as well, always been very supportive of everybody that's very fitness minded in that gym. And it's a very welcoming environment too. I really enjoy that about that gym. So he had a bunch of sponsors. He had a bunch of booths there. Me and Carlos Rodriguez, AKA Passer Pump, we had a posing seminar, and it was very cool. They're actually gonna have an NPC workshop over there in the next couple weeks. So if you are in South Florida, please take advantage of going to these NPC workshops. These didn't exist when I was an amateur, and I wish they did, because I'd be able to sit down with some of the judges and ask them questions about how I can improve going into the next show, or what show should I do, or, you know, if you're unsure about the division that you might be competing in, or if you're gonna be doing nationals. All these questions can be answered. So I highly suggest that you check that NPC workshop out, and yeah, ask as many questions. Show up and just ask a bunch of questions. Oh, and you could follow Elevation is at Elevation, and I'll type it in because there's an 8 in there. Elevation Fitness. Okay. So, wow, I'm so out of breath already. So, that was my 12 weeks out update. I did take photos for Andrew, but they, in my opinion, they're still embarrassing for me to even post any of them. So moving on, we're gonna be moving on this week. I finally got my Paragon Lion Paws, and they're now in stock. Look how beautiful these things are. I used the gray pair today at the gym. I used these guys, and I did some back training. So it was pretty fun using these. The grip is absolutely amazing. And if you like to be stylish like me, then, you know, it makes sense that camo earthing. So this is a very cool addition to the waist trainers in the camo. And I am actually having a sale. Right now, you get $10 off if you use Lion Paws 10. Very creative, huh? Lion Paws 10, $10 off, free shipping domestic, and just visit the website at paragonfitnessgear.com. All right, so the moment you've been waiting for, the Classic Physique division and my predictions. So this is for the Arnold, and as some of you may or may not know, I actually did the Arnold last year. This is before the guidelines for you to be able to do the show were a lot more open since it was the first year. And this year I applied, but I did not meet the requirements. So therefore, I could not do the show. And I really wanted to do it again. Last year, I placed 7th, and I missed 6th place by 1 point. And I was very sad because the top 6 actually posed, and they posed on the big stage, and I missed it by 1 point. So I wanted to see if I could totally redeem myself and come back and do that. But there's always next year or the year before that. but let's get down to the nitty gritty now. Top 6 that I'm going for this year. And it's probably gonna be the first call. First call out last year was 7 guys, but I'm gonna go with 6 because I think these are the 6 that are gonna be posing at night. And this is in order. So let's start with number 6, Mr. Wesley Vissers. And very popular on Instagram. You guys know him as he would be like a more modern Arnold style body. You know, I mean, what can you say? I mean, his physique screams out classic golden era type of physique. Now, his the issues that he's had in the last couple showings were it was either his conditioning or he's a little bit boxy. So his sweep is maybe not up to par with his waist. He has a great vacuum. He's very muscular. He has great arms. I mean, again, he screams classic. But unfortunately, if you look at somebody like Breon, Breon is inside out shredded. So that's, you know, he has to come in inside out shredded, and hopefully he doesn't lose, you know, any kind of volume or you know, any kind of size that he had put on, roundness leading into the show due to trying to get that conditioned. So it's definitely a balancing act, but I do see that he has a bright future in this division because his physique is really damn sick. All right, next, number 5, my man Quadzilla Fabio Lopez. Holy quads. If you guys have not seen this guy's quads, go on Instagram and type his name out and go look at this guy's legs. They are nuts. These are legs that belong on a 212 guy. Easily, like, they're insane looking. He works with Chris Aceto, and I've been following him closely for like the past, you know, 2 years or so. And, you know, he comes in sick conditioning, and his legs are crazy. Now, the downside is that maybe his legs are too overpowering for his upper body. So, you know, everything else looks secondary next to those insane quads. You know, he could bring up his arms a little bit and his shoulders and his chest. But again, I'm really nitpicking there. But man, this guy's legs are like, no homo, but they're mesmerizing. Like, I can't even believe that he can walk around with things like this attached to his body. So that would be my number 5 right there. Okay, so anything above number 5. Number 4, I'm going with Steve Larius for number 4, okay? And the reason why I'm putting him 4 and not 3, 2, 1 is basically that I've seen, and again, I have not seen him in person. I don't know what he looks like in person. I'm going solely by photos and other showings and kind of seeing who else he competed against. And then, you know, I'm pretty familiar with how maybe others come in to the show. So the thing with him is that he has incredible, insane genetics. His genetics are crazy looking. Small waist, he vacuums, has great legs. Not sure how tall he is, but he doesn't look like he's a short guy, and he doesn't look like he's the tallest guy, but he seems to be like right there. He has insane arms. Now, from what I've seen in photos, and again, this could be the lighting and all of this can be a factor, is gonna be his conditioning. So his conditioning is probably the weak point, if you even wanna call it that, a weak point, of him as a competitor. And I think that, you know, because he's genetically so gifted, it has got him to the level that he is. But now if he wants to take it to the next level, there's one more level ahead of that. It's gonna be to nail down his conditioning. So I have him at 4th right now. 3rd place, okay? I'm gonna go with my man Keon Pearson for 3rd. Now, again, he's very similar in comparison to Steve, in the sense that we still have not seen him inside out peeled. So we don't know what he's capable of conditioning wise until we actually see him. Everybody's capable of being conditioned, but the problem is, like, are you gonna show up conditioned that day? Are you gonna peak that day? So we have not seen him peak on the day of the show with that phenomenal conditioning. I know that in his last show that he did, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Tampa, and in the Tampa show, he did not improve his conditioning for like 6 weeks. When he posted up his picture 6 weeks out, I'm like, holy shit, in 6 weeks, this guy's gonna be insane. Now, I don't know, and this is the thing, you don't know what happens between those 6 weeks. Did something personal happen in his life, or you just don't know all these variables. You only can judge by what is presented that day on stage. And it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't any different than what I saw 6 weeks out. Now, his photos that he's already been posting surpass what he was posting last year going into that show. So that's why I have him at third place. And you know, he's working with Flex Wheeler now. So I'm assuming that he's gonna teach him some tricks and stuff to bring him into that show. You know, he is claiming Natty as well. You know, I'm not even gonna get into that topic at all, whether he is or whether he isn't. The day of the show, it doesn't fucking matter anyways. It's whatever you bring on stage, whether you're natural, not natural, taking this, taking that, it don't matter. It's whatever you bring on stage that day. They don't give you extra points for being natural. They don't give you extra points for taking stuff. So you know, he's a young kid and he has a bright future ahead of him. So you know, we'll see how he does. Number 2, I have Courage Opara. Now, Courage I've competed against at Chicago, and I've competed against him at the Arnold as well. Very nice kid, and holy shit, every single year, every single show that he does, he finds a way to improve in size. I mean, if you go on his Instagram and you look at, you know, photos from him maybe 2 years ago, he looks like a little kid. And then, you know, from when he turned pro into now, he looks insane. He's absolutely insane, and he has very round muscles. He looks very dense, and he's just super bubbly. He looks like a cartoon character, like very bubbly, very round, and very healthy looking muscle as well. He broke through last year pretty good, you know, competing when he placed really well at the Arnold. So that was like his little breakthrough last year, and you know, hopefully he's made the improvements from last year into this year. I know at the Arnold, it was weird because he was in shape, but he wasn't as separated as his photos before. So I think that he's going to be able to nail it this time, since he's already been able to, you know, him and his coach have been able to try things out for the Arnold and also the Olympia. So I think that he's going to do extremely well. I have him at second place, so see how he does. And number 1, I mean, it's no surprise, I said it in my last video too, is going to be George Peterson. And the bull, man, every time he posts a video, I'm like, well, I'm just going to give up competing. I'm done with this shit. Like, he's on another level. Honestly, he's on another level. The only knock that I have on him is that he has a tough time filling out, and it's not a surprise because he's so dense, he's so round, he's so muscular that I'd be afraid to be that shredded and that lean and still have to lose 6-7 pounds to make weight. That's scary. In my eyes, that's very scary, because if I'm dry, round, I mean, all the above, and then I still have to lose 6 pounds to make weight, it's tough, because, you know, you really have to know what you're doing then to fill out, not spill over, stay hard, keep the waistline in, And these are all variables that are extremely difficult to control, especially when you have to drop that much weight going into a show. And he's done it various times, and hopefully they, you know, him and his coach nail down that science behind that and really, you know, bring him in the way that we see him on Instagram. Because if he comes in how he looks like on Instagram, it's lights out. Like, put him in the center, and then, all right, George, go backstage, like, get out of here. He's night and day compared to everybody else. So, you know, I wish all these guys luck though. I remember going into the show last year, and it was just an honor to be at the Arnold and place at the Arnold. So, you know, I know what you guys are going through right now. The nerves of those that have not done the Arnold yet. It's a pretty badass show, and they treat you awesome there. And obviously, you know, you're gonna be supported by a lot of fans in the stands and at the expo. So just enjoy the moment, because it happens really fast. It's there, and then it's gone. Alrighty, so probably my last plug of the video, you know, I gotta throw these plugs in here every now and then, is gonna be my sponsor, Young LA. And I'm not wearing this hat just because I'm, you know, promoting them or anything, but for some reason had like this piece of my face was itching earlier for some reason. I don't know, I own a cat, so maybe I, you know, got allergic to her for a second. But I'm wearing a hat, Young LA. They got fresh gear, fresh as joggers. I was with them at the LA Fit Expo and all the other athletes, and they have incredible gear, very affordable compared to all the other brands that sell stuff. It's like double. So I look at this and I'm like, this stuff is just as good or better, and it's half the price. So you can load up on this. And you know, you can check them out at youngla.com or at youngla on Instagram, and make sure that you use the promo code Santi15 to save 15% off your total order. Okay, so we got Q&A. This is the fun part. This is the part that I have some fun. All right, Q&A. I'm gonna butcher all these names. So I got 5 questions that I posted up on, you know, ask me a question on Instagram, and here are the 5 questions. Number 1 is from @KBAB Cock Chiro. I'm just reading what is here. Do you prefer competing in Classic or 212? Now I only was able to do one 212 show, and I was not near 212 pounds. I was in like the 180s, but I enjoy Classic just because I don't have to have a crazy, tremendous off season where I have to eat a whole, you know, a whole cow every single day to even maintain weight. And also I don't have to use a lot of, you know, anabolics to help me put on the weight. Unfortunately, the style of my body style is just not meant to put on a lot of weight like that. And unfortunately, you know, it doesn't allow me to get over 210 pounds, even if I try, even if I eat McDonald's every day. It's very tough for me, for my body to max itself out like that, unless I'm taking a lot of anabolics. And, you know, I'm 30 now, and I just want to have fun doing this, and I don't want to feel like I'm, you know, diminishing my life by having to resort to extremes. Not saying that I don't, but there's a difference between getting ready for a Classic show and then forcing your body to grow into a 212 show. And at least I can say that I was able to experience, and I know what it would have taken to get there, and I just was not comfortable doing it. So I'm glad that Classic is around, and even if I don't do well in Classic or anything, I just love competing, and I love getting into shape and stuff like that. So I'd stay in Classic, and I'm glad that they changed the posing trunks too. So at least there's that. Okay, question number 2. It's from YAMIJ2K19. Okay. best way to add mass for hard gainers, both food and training wise. Well, look, we were talking about this already. I know that when I was in my teenage years and going into my early 20s, it was very hard for me to gain weight. I mean, I was one of these guys like drinking like these mass gainers and like Synta 6. And even when I was a teenager just playing sports, my dad, he would always have me drink like Boost drinks. You know what those are, like the Boost, and then he would like mix it with whole milk, and I would eat oatmeal every day, and I still would not gain a pound. So I was definitely a hard gainer. I did a lot of exercise. So I think that the best way to add mass for hard gainers is to make sure that you're not in the gym any more than you need to be. So don't be in the gym. That was a mistake that I did. I was in the gym for like 2 hours, 3 hours training when I could have just gone in there, knew what I need to do it right, do it hard, and then just move on. But I was not educated like that. So I would spend a lot of time there and then not eat enough. And that was the other thing, I wouldn't eat enough. So I think that spending less time in the gym, do what you need to do, make sure that you're eating consistently throughout the day. And another thing is make sure that you take rest days. I think that overtraining for a hard gainer is much easier because you know, again, your metabolism's higher, so you're gonna be burning more calories. Something to slow it down. Nutrition wise too, it's very wise for hard gainers to add, you know, fats into your diet. Don't be afraid of fats. Just because they're fat doesn't mean you're gonna get fat. So add fats to your diet, and that'll slow up your metabolism, especially if you have a fast one. Next is gonna be a question from @Maritzam_. Do you think working out high is unsafe? I've heard mixed reviews. What do you think? Smoking, pre-workout, and then going to the gym. Well, I'm not gonna say that I didn't do it or have not tried it before. No, but I have, and I actually hated it. The reason, probably one of the reasons why I hate it is because when I smoked, and then, you know, I used to go to this LA Fitness, where when you go through the front door, it's a really long LA Fitness. So to get to the free weights, you had cardio machines to your left and cardio machines to your right. So you had to walk this path. And this path, when you're stoned, it feels like it never ends. Like it was a never-ending pathway to nowhere. And then you feel that everybody is just staring at you, and they know, they're like, hi, he's high. Obviously nobody even knows what the hell's going on, but it was brutal for me. I was so scared to go anywhere, and especially the gym, and think that people know that I am. I'm like, oh my God, do they know? No, they don't know. But I also didn't like it because I felt that I was much slower. I wasn't as aggressive with the weights. So me personally, I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of being there high while I'm lifting heavy weight, and, you know, I could by accident hurt myself. So, you know, I guess it just depends, because then I know people that smoke pre-workout, post-workout. You know, if there was a thing for intra-workout smoking, they would have done that too. But me personally, I just don't enjoy the feeling when I'm in the gym. Next, this is from @Vincent_Ramirez. Are there any anabolics you look forward to taking and dread? Why? So the question is anything that I, I'm assuming getting ready for a contest prep, that I don't like and that I dread not wanting to take, and then something that I do take. And I picked, as you can see, I picked questions mixed around, because honest to God, most of the questions that I get are about anabolic. So I tried to at least make this very diverse. The two, or let's say one that I look forward to is probably Anadrol. And I know that, oh, Anadrol is, you know, it's very toxic, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I like it because I don't feel, it's known to suppress your appetite, which is good when you're on a diet and you're doing a lot of cardio because you're not thinking about food at all. Like sometimes when I get to my meal and I'm taking it, I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking eat, you know? But I eat it, no big deal. I'd rather have that feeling than being starving, scarf the meal, and then all I'm thinking about is ice cream after. I hate that feeling. Also, Anadrol makes you pumped as fuck at the gym. I mean, I have the massive pumps that you get on Anadrol pre-workout is insane. So that's one that I enjoy. And then one that I don't like is something like Tren. I don't like it at all. Two main reasons, and most of you that have, you know, dieted for a show and have tried it is obviously Trensomnia. It doesn't allow you to sleep at all. So that's why I pick up my CBD, my medicinal muscle CBD with my promo code. And it puts me right to sleep. But since I'm not on it right now, I have been able to sleep, minus now I added the Clen. But I would definitely try a CBD product and see if that at least puts me to sleep. The other reason why I hate it is the Tren cough. And those of you that know what I'm talking about know that you feel like you're gonna die. You feel like you need a tracheotomy like immediately or you're gonna die. So those are the two reasons why I don't like it and I don't enjoy it. And last but not least, last question is gonna be at Sloan_RG. Favorite green/veggie to add into your diet? I like vegetables. I grew up eating a lot of vegetables. My grandmother would feed me a lot of carrots, cauliflower, and broccoli when I was growing up. So I was not, it was always normal for me to have a serving of vegetables when I was little. Now, obviously, you know, as a Cuban grandmother, she would butter it up and, you know, make it taste delicious. But still, I was still, you know, eating greens, eating vegetables, peas, etc. Nowadays, I enjoy doing a lot of peppers, onions, and cauliflower rice is like my savior. If you've seen my posts in the past of contest prep and stuff, you would see how addicted I am to cauliflower rice. And it's basically just because of volume, makes you feel satisfied like you ate rice, and I love rice. So you could even mix it with your rice and it'll feel like you're eating a lot more volume than you actually are. So those are my favorites. And to finish this video off, I'd like to give a big special thanks to one of my newest sponsors, which is XT Labs, and also my meal prep company. If you guys have seen it and you are in the Miami area, check out at Primal Nutrition and you will see how delicious their chicken is and all their vegetables. So that's that for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, touch the little button down there, thumbs up, and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys next week.